Okay, this is episode 10 of RV Dream Makers, and we're sitting here in sweatshirts, and it's Saturday morning, March 13th. It's pouring down rain outside. It's cold. We're kind of up in the mountains north of Phoenix, heading to Sedona on Monday morning.
Which they were supposed to get snow, so.
Yeah, they were supposed to get snow. But anyway, this is episode 10 of RV Dream Makers, and in this episode we hiked the Seven Falls Trail, which is just east of Tucson. And it was a nice little hike. What was it, like
6.5 miles, I think it is.
6.5 miles. I'd be glad to have that day back because it was really warm. It felt great. And then after that hike, you'll see our video of the aircraft Boneyard graveyard.
It's called Boneyard.
But anyway, they have over 4,400 aircraft on 2,600 acres. And it originally was, after World War II, they ended up putting a lot of their aircraft that they didn't need anymore in this boneyard, and because of the temperature and climate, there's hardly any rain. They only get like 6 to 8 inches a year. They're in Tucson, and
the dirt is like concrete. It's called a something I read, but it's like concrete, so they didn't have to build anything to park the planes on. And they also said that they treat the planes. They put like an oil in them that almost is like a sewing machine oil, because they have to keep everything lubed, because some of them have to be ready to go if they need them. So they really have to do a lot to them. They don't just sit out there and just do nothing. They said that they're constantly, because don't they tear them apart eventually, or use them for parts, and they're not like all there. But
right.
There's a lot on it that you can research. It's very interesting.
There was, after Vietnam, there was 6,000 planes there. But over the years, they get decommissioned, some every year, and there's some from NASA, there's some from the Coast Guard, the Navy, the Marines. I mean, mainly Air Force, but they, use parts of them, like she said, and then some they scrap metal, and there's none left from World War II. Those are completely gone. I think they use them all up for scrap metal, but I wish we would have stayed there or went in. We didn't know you could actually tour this by foot. I mean, it would be neat. Maybe we'll do that next year when around Tucson. And then after that video, it's of us leaving our boondocking spot, which you saw in the previous video of my drone flyover. And then we had brake problems, and I did a little bit with the batteries. Adding the batteries is also on this video, so we hope you enjoy.
We're chasing the easy life. We're chasing the easy.
Talk.
Here we go.
Yeah. Dog Canyon to Seven Falls. We have no idea how long it is from this part.
It said 6.8
Where'd you see that at?
on the All Trails map.
Oh.
So we shall see. We lucked out and found a parking spot.
Yeah, there ain't many. And we found it.
We were very blessed this morning. Those are cool. I haven't seen those yet. I've seen the big ones, but not those little ones.
Okay. I'm heading to the fall still. There's a lot of swallows around here. So we have a lot of those again, just like Saguaro National Park. We already crossed one creek on rocks. We didn't have to use our sandals.
We got a place up there on the right.
Yeah,
People in it.
somebody owns it, I'm guessing. Property.
I would think that that'd be private property over there. Might be like some kind of shelter.
No, I'll bet you it's private property.
Yeah, we're literally following alongside of a road.
Yeah. No idea where we're going, but here we are. Taking the trail. Okay, we finally made it to Seven Falls.
You may need to zoom in. I have it unzoomed.
I'll get down here farther where I can see all the people down there. Okay, I'm zoomed in as good as I can now. Nice. Where it runs down in the creek. We'll be down there in a little bit. Gotta find a place to sit. I'm thinking way up there in that corner where it's shaded. Okay, here's my crazy wife climbing up these rocks barefooted. Hopefully she doesn't slip and hurt herself, so I gotta pack her down this mountain wall. Farther and farther up there. She always tries to. I don't know if she can go any farther than she's going.
Yeah, I got a bad shoulder. Yeah. I have like a torn bicep muscle, so when I have impact on it, it's just like, but other than that, I'm fine. That was just like, yeah.
Hey, you know, it was like slow motion.
Yeah.
Slow motion. We saw you going.
Because you couldn't reach the dry rock. You stepped
I
on.
guess I tried jumping there and stepping.
Your footing, I think, is
Yeah.
you ran it on your legs, so it's a long walk back.
Yeah.
I know. I got a bad back too, so I'd rather be my shoulder.
I bet that water was cold.
Yeah. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, your feet are all wet. Here, grab my hand before you start walking up. Was you using your poles at all?
Yeah, I had them down. Where's my phone?
My pocket. So you don't know about that? Or? There's the falls down there where we came from. Around that corner. This big old canyon that it's in. Way down there. Good thing is we're on the way down. wanted to talk about is a problem we have with our brakes. So we were in White Sands, and the brake system up front on my dashboard kept saying trailer unhooked, trailer disconnected. Then it would be on, then it would be off, then it would be on, be off. So I ended up checking this plug here. Because of being on the beach, my plug with the dielectric grease in it got stuff, I think, all in it. So I ended up cleaning it all out, plugging in. Our lights worked and everything, but the brake still wouldn't work. So when we read something on Michelle's Facebook group, and to check our brakes, what we did was, this plug here is an emergency. If I pull this out, it hooks up to your hitch, and it's an emergency brake. If it for some reason comes unhooked from your truck, it pulls this out so that the brakes on all four just is like an emergency brake. It stops the fifth wheel. Well, so we had it hooked up to the truck. Yank this out, even though you don't have to have it hooked up to the truck. You yank it out, we have it all jacked up, and start spinning the tires, and 3 out of the 4 brakes worked. So we knew it wasn't an electrical problem. Well, we got to the 4th brake, and it wasn't working, it was just spinning. So it's this one right here, and what happened was, and this is my new one to replace it, was the magnet, all these brake pieces were just in the bottom of the hub when I pulled it off. I pulled off the hub, and keeping that so it doesn't get grease all over it, but or get dirt all in the grease. But anyway, so what was happening was, it was almost like this was all gone, and down at the bottom, and the piece that goes in the magnet, the electric, was evidently just rubbing all up on the metal backing plate and shorting out our brake. So I ended up taking it off, and we came all the way down here, and well, I ended up taking out all the brakes and just left this backing plate with the hub on it, and it ended up, you know, we got down here, 3 brakes started working, so we were fine all the way down here. So that's when I took it all apart, went and bought this in Tucson. So I'm going to put it all back together today. Okay, I just completed adding 2 more batteries. I know my cables are sticking up in the air a bit, but it's a little tougher from this area. There's the 4 original with the inverter, and then I put these up there, and I'm waiting for Battleborn to call me back so I can adjust my battery monitor, which is right there, so that I can switch it. I can actually switch it on my phone, which I don't know what I did with my phone. Oh, it's on the ground. Because if you see my phone here, that monitors our batteries. So you can see we're drawing in 109 amps from the roof. But they told me I'm able to do it over they're going to call me on the phone. I'll just be able to do it over the phone, and it'll take a few seconds to do this. So I'm going to call them back. Okay, that was our episode 10. We hope that you enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends.
You know, anything will help. And remember, God loves you, but only Jesus can save you.